Okay, I am live. Welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. Ooh, my name is, what's my name? My name is Rochelle. That's Charlie, who's going crazy right now. Look at you in crazy kitty mode. Yes, I am here to do a reading for water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or anybody else who happens to come across this video. Yeah, you go away. Um, hmm. It's gonna be one of those days, I see. What am I doing? I'm doing this reading for anybody who comes across it. I have chosen 3 cards from Wisdom of the Oracle, and I will be clarifying with other decks. And I have let the universe choose a song to give us a baseline of the reading. And the song title is My Type. We could potentially have a love reading on our hands. Doesn't have to be, though. But it's definitely about a person. Or a certain type of person. So I'm just gonna dive in. I mean, I picked these cards and just I've been kind of laughing in this place of feeling incredulous. Like really? Okay, here's the message. Universe really wants you to know right now. Wants us to know. Okay, here I go. Sorry, I need to try to gather myself, get back to center. All the cards are in protection. The first one we have is Truth Be Told in protection. And I'll just hold this one up too. The second one is Why, also in protection. These both talk about being in denial, self-deception, a lot of self-deception here, but there could be some, specifically with this one, some deception from other person, other people. There is some kind of situation here where you've been ignoring the truth. You have been wanting something. You have a certain type. Let's just say that you are drawn to a certain type of person who does not show up in a very I mean, there's so many words I could insert here, and just in a very, they're just not very nice. They don't show up in a good way that's helpful or supportive to you. But the thing is they fit this type. I have a feeling we're dealing with some kind of this goes back to childhood, some kind of parental thing, daddy issues, mommy issues. And you continually find yourself meeting the same person, the same kind of person over and over again, and falling into some kind of situation that is painful, that is challenging, that ties you up in knots. And it's really time, whatever this particular situation is, it's time to cut it off, cut it loose, see the truth about what's actually happening. Stop deceiving yourself. There's so much self-deception here because you want what you want. You're naturally drawn to a certain kind of person, and that there's an attraction there. And yes, it can be romantic, but this can also be friends, coworkers, people who show up in a certain way, who are, it's that type of person that's like, they make jokes at your expense and then are like, and then if you get upset at all, they're like, what? It's just a joke. Don't take things so seriously. It's generally speaking, it's that kind of thing. And we have, what's interesting is then we have the Orphan card, which is also in protection position. And it generally speaks to abandonment. That whoever you've been dealing with, whoever you need to get really clear about and why you want to be with them, it has to do with, there's a chance that they've actually abandoned you, maybe over and over again. But really, when that happens, it's an act of abandoning yourself because you're not listening, you're not noticing, you're not paying attention or allowing yourself to really see the truth. That, it's you having an ulterior motive for wanting them in your life. And rather than standing in your own self-worth and recognizing, like, I don't feel good when I get treated this way and it's time for me to walk away, you hang on, you stick in there, because there's a part of you that feels like, well, if I can just convince them of how awesome I am, or what a good situation this is, or, another ulterior motive could be just wanting to get their approval and they're not giving it to you. And so it's kind of like, you keep going back, hoping that this time will be different. And it's not. You're abandoning yourself. You're feeling abandoned. And the message is so clear. Your type is not good for you. And the only way to deal with this is to face the truth of what's actually happening here, that you have been really deceiving yourself, that potentially you have been being deceived. And a part of you knows this, but you've been ignoring it. And to look back at the source of this. Who's the first person who showed up this way? I can really relate to this. I have daddy issues, just full disclosure. And I find that I consistently come across people who are like him, who show up in a similar way, and I end up getting hurt, but I keep going back. Got a little bit of masochistic tendencies there, and it's like it's time to heal that, so that you can move forward and discover that there is another type that's actually supportive, that can show up for you in a way that makes you feel good. But you can't do that until you get really clear, until you get really truthful with yourself. So, okay, there's the beginning of the reading. This is feeling feeling heavy. Like I can't help but laugh, but oh my god, water signs. This is intense. Okay, let's see what the good tarot has to say first off. Page of Water. I love this card because it speaks to being childlike and playful and just kind of being silly and being in the moment. But I think in this reading, this speaks to the type of person, your type, who probably they are not very emotionally mature, that they show up in a kind of, they're almost careless. You know how children can be so cruel sometimes, and they don't mean to be, it's just how they are. And whoever you're dealing with embodies this. They say things off the cuff that are that are quite hurtful, and they just don't even get it. And when you try and call them out on it, they're like, what? I was just joking. What's wrong with you? Get over, you're too sensitive, whatever they say. You're dealing with someone who's quite immature, who is not, they have not, the water card is about emotions. Again, it's an emotional immaturity. 10 of Earth. This is a really good card. I mean, this speaks to ultimate abundance, prosperity, self-mastery. I think as you face the truth, own your part in whatever situation you find yourself, whether in the past or in the present. When you face that truth, then you can shift. Face the truth, you can shift to something that is so much more fulfilling. A situation, a person, because this can speak to having it all, including that awesome committed relationship. Sorry for the sounds. I think we have for the kitties. Oops. I have to say this too. Something that is coming to me is that potentially the person that you're dealing with, this immature communicator, this kind of man-child or woman-child, there's some, this could be a part of what draws you to them, that they are good manifestors, that they do show up in a certain way where they seem successful or they are successful. That might be a part of the quality that draws you to them. It could also be that they see this potential in you and they're drawn to you because of it. We could be speaking about someone with narcissistic tendencies here. But let's see. Let's see. 8 of Earth. This is kind of the education card. Getting grounded by doing something that you love, learning something new. I think this is you doing the work, healing your past, healing those daddy issues or mommy issues. Doing the shadow work, getting really, like, getting good at having the awareness of when you start to lean in a direction that is not so good for you. And anybody who shows up for us in our life, whether it's positive or not so positive, they're a reflection of what's going on with us. And so if there's somebody showing up who is not treating you with the respect and the care that you deserve, there's somewhere inside of you that is doing the same to yourself, possibly to other people as well. And yeah, needing to get really clear. Face the truth. Who are you? Why do you do things? Do you have ulterior motives? What are they? This is very much about healing your abandonment issues. Knowing that just because you've been abandoned in the past, it doesn't mean it's going to always happen. But as long as you abandon yourself, you're going to continue attracting people who reflect that back, who do the same thing over and over again. Ooh, okay. Oh my goodness. I'm going to go to my new deck that I pulled out. It's an old deck that I pulled out recently. It's my rune cards. There aren't a lot of them. I'm really enjoying using this. Partnership. Yeah, we're dealing with someone here. This is probably a love reading. This is probably romantic in nature. But again, it doesn't have to be. Not everybody is in that kind of situation. But whatever the partnership is, it's not balanced. It's not healthy. Fertility. I think this speaks to being open to seeing the truth so that you can open to something new, something different, starting to open up to a new idea of what your type might be. And it falls on top of the 10 of Earth. So in this moment, it's really speaking to me about you doing the work, the shadow work, the healing will lead you to your ultimate fulfillment. You're birthing, not birthing. You're in the state of conception. You're at the beginning, long before the birth comes, where you're allowing something to take hold, a new idea, a new concept, a new belief, and allowing that to gradually grow. And it will grow into something. It eventually will birth something incredible. Separation. Yeah, I think it's really time to separate yourself from this person, because you have to put yourself first. You have to stop abandoning yourself. It's time to finalize this. And that is a part of your healing. As long as you keep going back, you keep reopening the wound. It's time to let that heal up, scab up, and ultimately heal over. And there will be a scar, but it's just a reminder of where you've been, and that, making new choices, you won't be wounded like that again because of having done the healing. Okay, so then Wisdom of Avalon. I'm going to dive into this one next. The King. Man, authority, things pertaining to the law, justice, male sexual energy. Okay, so one of the things I'm getting is that whoever you're dealing with is very, they're led by their masculine energy. They're very in their masculine energy. And it doesn't matter their gender. We all have masculine and feminine within us. They are in this place of authority and control and doing what I say. Or did I say that right? Like, you need to do what I say because I'm in charge. But then there's this other part where, because you've been in denial, you haven't been in control of yourself. You haven't been in your own authority. You haven't been, your masculine and feminine have not been in balance. And maybe that's why there's this situation, because you're allowing them to take the reins, to take the lead, giving your power away. And this talks about, it says justice. And I think this is you stepping into your power, into your knowing of your worth, Stop it. No, kitty. She loves my animal cards for some reason. So it's like taking your power back rather than projecting your needs, your desires onto them and letting them have the control. You're like, no, I'm going to stand or sit in my own power and make the decisions that are right for me. And I think one of those decisions is separating. Yeah. The Earth Fairy, physical health, grounding, and foundations. Yeah. As you begin to put yourself first, as you begin to take your power back, you're creating a more solid foundation for yourself. You're putting yourself first. So it speaks to physical health. And I feel like you've been in this situation because of giving your control away, giving your power away. It could have been causing you to treat yourself not so well, to mask the pain, to, some kind of self-destructive behavior that was ultimately hurting you. And now that you're taking your power back, you're realizing that you do want to put yourself first. And one of the first things we can do when we do that is to focus on our physical self. Start getting yourself moving. Go for walks, get outside, eat better, just realize that you are the center of your universe. And you are so important. Just the fact that you exist makes you awesome, makes you amazing. But you haven't been acknowledging that. And I think that you are, you're going to start to, if you haven't yet. And it's a part of this fertility. It's allowing you to grow something, to grow in a way that is so much more beneficial, so much more nurturing. You're learning to nurture yourself. The B, luck, industriousness, and sweet victory. I love this card. I love bees. I think it lands on the separation card. As you learn your lessons, educate yourself, do the healing, you consciously and decisively separate yourself. That brings in the luck and industriousness. Like, you got to do the work. You can't, there's no way around it. But when you do, it's going to bring you to sweet victory. It's going to bring you to your ultimate fulfillment. Where are we at? I'm trying to decide which deck to go with. I think I'll go with the Oracle Tarot. I'm tempted to go with Osho Zen, but I feel like we already have some harsh truths here that we're facing, and the Oracle, the Osho Zen can really drive the harsh truths home, and I don't know that we necessarily need that right now. Dreams of change. They're all holding hands. They're all lighting the way together. There's community, there's collaboration, there's happiness. This is what you deserve. This is what you want ultimately. And by doing the work, this is where you will get to. having a partnership that is supportive, someone who can help guide you rather than hold you back, or people. But again, I'm really getting that we're talking about a specific example, a specific person. Although, again, it could be somebody who represents the type that you have continually manifested into your life, that you've continually found yourself attracted to. Recharge your hopes. Interesting. Dreams of change. Recharging your hopes, knowing that you do have a reason to hope, that there are other options out there, that doing the work will lead to things that are so much more fulfilling and beneficial for you. Pause. Pause and observation. Yeah. Taking that time to understand yourself, to understand whatever you've been through. Getting the outside help that you need to gain that understanding, you know? Sometimes you need to go see a professional to help you gain clarity. But ultimately knowing that whatever you do, it's up to you to step back, to really see the truth, be brutally honest with yourself so that you can make the changes that you know are best for you, that will lead you to where you want to go. What, lead you to what you want to actually manifest in your life. The ultimate fulfillment. The beautiful partnerships that are supportive and loving. I think I'm gonna go with the animal oracle. The spirit animal oracle. Finish it off with this. Otter spirit, you are never alone. You might feel like you might be in a situation where you have felt alone. You have felt abandoned. But you are never alone. You have your higher power that's always there with you. Your spiritual entourage that are supporting you, that are bringing you the information you need, the downloads you need. There's so much love around you. And people, you may have been not seeing the people around you who are actually supportive because you've been so kind of focused on your type. And there are, it's kind of opening up and realizing, oh, that person is actually, they do show up for me. They do help me a lot. Feeling grateful for the ones who are really awesome in your life. Most of us have at least one, somebody who's like, yeah, I'm in your corner. I got you. And if you don't, you're going to change that. And so start to recognize that you do have, they might be invisible, but you still have something, someone, some energy there that is really, call it your higher power, that is really holding you in this space of love. Crow spirit, co-create with spirit. There it is. Yep. When you really start to tap into your higher power, you start to realize how connected you actually are with the spirit realm. Then you can start creating what you really want in your life. the ultimate fulfillment. This feels like a spiritual journey. You're waking up. You're learning to see yourself in a whole new way. To fall in love. You're learning to love yourself. Falling in love with yourself. Learning to see yourself the way your higher power sees you. Flamingo spirit, embrace the in-between. Yes. Having to release, having to separate can be quite painful. Having to walk away from something that you were in huge denial about, that you wanted so badly. It puts you in this place of limbo, of leaving the old, but you haven't gotten to the new yet. It puts you in this place of kind of gestating. Things are percolating, and you could end up feeling, you could have this time where you feel alone. And I think that's one of the reasons that a lot of people stay in situations that continue to be painful, because at least it's something. Even if it doesn't feel good, they're not alone. And this is learning that you're never alone, and that you actually have it all within you to move toward what you do want, to something that is fulfilling ultimately. And that this in-between time isn't going to last forever. Take the steps, do the work. You will manifest what you want. You will. You're having the dreams, you're recharging your hopes, and you're focusing on yourself. Creating new solid foundations. Caring for yourself in a new way. Taking back your power. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and that leads to sweet victory. We'll end on these two. Sweet victory for water signs. It's a bit of a journey, but you're going to get through it. I promise. All right. Woo! It's quite a reading. Okay. I wish you well on this journey. Absolutely. We're all in this together, right? And remember, you're never alone. So thank you so much for joining me. I wish you all the good things in life. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and night and tomorrow, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And if you haven't already, like and subscribe.